What's going on? What's going on? I am still trying to figure out how I'm going to get both of these things to happen at the same time, but we're going to work it out. Of course, I picked the tripod. I have at least six tripods in this house at any given point in time. And of course, I would pick the one that's janky. I picked the janky tripod. So, anywho, my hair was giving so much more like amazingness before I sat down, but that's okay. I should have like sprayed it or something. But listen, can we get one time for the Raggedy Ann's effect that's happening here? Y'all, these curls, this hairstyle is over a month old. And I've told you this before and I'll tell you again. Shout out to my stylist, Monica Johnson. If you're in East Texas, check out Ambiance and see what she can do for you. Don't go get my hairstyle though, because that's not cool. Don't do that. All right, if you're here, say hello. Let me know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I want to know if you can hear me. And very soon I'll be going live over here on TikTok. So I'm getting that set up as well. If you guys have any questions today we're going to be doing our first um, brand equity reveal. And I've been having a lot of fun with that. You know, one of the things that I love to do is commentary. Love to do commentary. Love to analyze, right? Love to analyze things, right? I'm still at the point where I have to like do different sides and I don't want to do that. So I'm over here Afro engineering this thing because the way I thought it was going to work is not the way it is working. We're going to work it out though. We're going to make it happen. It is happening. So, anywho, close this up, bring this closer. How are y'all doing today? Scale of 1 to 10. Check in. Check in. All right. YouTube can hear us. Melanie says she can hear us. I see you with the come hither pose, sis. Sadaria says hello from Facebook. She can hear me. And just as a reminder, if you really want to be a friend, make sure you send stars. Sadaria, I'm so glad that you're here. We're going to be doing your brand equity reveal, and that really excites me. So do me a favor and just drop a few things. And even though I know what you do, what I'd like you to do is drop what you do into the chat. And when we get to the brand equity reveal, I will be going through and just doing kind of a cursory review. I'm not going to like dig really deeply, but for those of you who want your own brand equity reveal, just put equity in the, no, don't put equity because we got too many things going on with this administration. Put reveal in the comments and I will make sure that we reach out to you so you can get your very own brand equity reveal. And what that is me taking a look at the work that you do and the power that you have in the world and seeing how we could expand it, flip it up, reverse it, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let me see. Holistic home health. All right, cool. Okay, did you sign up for one too? If you did, let me know. I hadn't looked. All right, so let's go live over here on TikTok and say hi to the TikTok people. What's going on? Hey, TikTok people, how are you? I was live earlier and TikTok flat out betrayed me. TikTok betrayed me, y'all. TikTok, I was messing around as I often do because I like to report back to you how to manage social media. And so when I was doing that, I was live and I did something and then everything just went away. It was crazy. And of course, I had meetings and stuff, so I had to kind of just go away. And that's what I did. All right. So, hey, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. Hey, TikTok, what's going on? All right, so let's get into this because today's Teaching Tuesday. Have y'all been enjoying Teaching Tuesday? Teaching Tuesday is about just what it sounds like. I love to teach. Like I will tell you, like I'm fully capable of doing quite a few things. But at the end of the day, I love to teach. You know why? Because I feel very strongly that if I teach somebody something, I'm giving them the tools to achieve the outcomes that they desire. And truthfully, I see this opportunity to come into your phone, to come into your laptop, to come into your device, whatever it may be, as a privilege and an honor. So I get it that you might think, oh, she thinks she's no, she doesn't think this she doesn't think anything. I think that it's an honor and a privilege to be able to come into people's devices, for people to value the things that you share with them. And I always find it interesting when people decide to get offended by the information that I share with them, because I'm like, You do understand I could have gate kept that. I just, I could have done that. I chose not to because I want to see you win. And one thing that's really important to my ethos and my belief system is that people that want to see you win help you win. And sometimes, in order to do that, I have to engage in a bit of correction. Because here's one thing that I've learned. All right. And y'all let me know what y'all think about this, right? What I see often is that when the conversation around brand comes up, people believe that a brand is simply graphics. And I want to break it to you, and I'm going to probably break some graphic designers' hearts because I see graphic designers that don't know better saying the following in social media. Oh, look at the brand I created. Babe, you didn't create a brand, you created a graphic. Yeah, I'm breaking hearts today. If you really want to work with a graphic designer that understands how to create brand, then you need to talk to Keisha Jordan. You need to talk to Niche Rose, right? You need to talk to my team. That's what you need to do. You got to do that. Okay. But this idea that people are just jumping in Canva, dropping you a logo and saying, oh, look at what I created. Yeah, they're playing in your face. And I don't blame them. I blame a lot of loud, ignorant people in the business space who aren't teaching people the truth. A graphic designer cannot build you a brand because the graphic in itself is not the brand. Brand is about expectation. First thing I want to teach you today before we get into this brand equity piece. Brand is about expectation. All right, let's get over here to some of these comments. Wherever you're tuning in from, if you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, yes, thank you. I'm so glad that you're open to taking in information. Additionally, listen, we have an amazing community online. It's called Founder Folks. That's founderfolx.com. Listen, if you go to the Steph store, I want to get you shopping with me, okay? I've created some things that you want to get your hands on. Go over to the Steph store, check out something. If you're in Founder Folks, there's a code that might work on most of the things in the store. That code expires soon. That code expires soon. So I want to get you going over to the Steph store. Listen, we've got people tuning in. Hey, if you're here, introduce yourself. Let the room know what you do. Same thing over here on TikTok. TikTok, let people know what you do. Stop sliding into rooms looking for drama and trauma. Listen, I'm not going to drama. I'm not going to dramatize you. I'm not going to dramatize me, and I'm not going to traumatize you. So introduce yourself. Hey, Gigi, what's going on? So good to see you. Hello, hello. If you have a business, let us know what you do in your business. If you don't have a business, just say hello. All right. I went and did hair and I have brows on. Literally, all I have on is a little bit of. Can I tell y'all a secret? There's something about that CoverGirl essence with the bakuchi oil. I'm going to say it correctly, which is a natural retinol derivative. It's something about it that makes me happy on the inside parts. But literally, that's all I have on with some lips, some mascara, and some brows. That's it. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing because it's 12 billion degrees outside. And truthfully, most days, I'm not even doing the foundation. Only reason I did the foundation today is because it's got skincare in it and I was in a hurry and I didn't finish doing all my layers and my squalane and da 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 da. Shout out to my esthetician, Lynette Beeman over there at the Vault in East Texas. God, I've got to make it home, people. Jeez Louise. I will tell you, you got to get people in your life that actually care about you. Can y'all, if you do you right now, all six of you over here, probably 16, because I know how the vanity metrics are. All of you online right now, if you have people in your life that care about you for real, just put yep in the comments. Just put yep. I mean, for real. Like, you know that you know in your knower for real that you got people in your life that genuinely care about you. Genuinely. Gigi says, yeah, she's liking the live over there. She is legit holding it down over on TikTok. What's going on, TikTok? Yep, I see a yep coming in. Yep. And listen, can I ask you follow-up question? Isn't that so much better than the people that you thought had your back? What's going on, my fellow Longhorn? What's going on? Amanda Sapp in the house. Shout out. Hello, my dear. Good to see you. Make sure I say it right. Is it praise? Is it praise? Drop the call letter so I can shout you out. Listen, I got all my people with me. Listen, it is so important that you have people in your life that actually care about you and that care enough to correct you. Not just care enough to be like, yay, you're awesome. Kudos to you. But there's something about the ideology around correction, not hate, not trauma, not backhanded compliments, because I know we've all got people in our lives that can do that. Well, or at least they're somewhat in the periphery of our lives. But that sincere person that'll say, hey, 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 that no, no. There's joy for that, right? There's joy in that if we can receive it. Thank you for the hearts, my dear. Thank you. Amazing. I had praise in my head. Amazing 102.5. If you're not tuning in, you're missing out. Oh, I like that. I love the juxtaposition of that flow. If you're not tuning in, you're missing out. Check out Amanda Sapp in the morning. She is supporting the community and making things happen, working in conjunction with Bread of Life. This is one of our local stations here in Houston. So make sure, again, that you are tuned in so you don't miss out. All right. All right. Let's get into this. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about brand, and then I want to get into this brand reveal. Thank you for the likes over on TikTok. Say hello to my friend Nikisha. She is a belief worker, y'all, because how about the things that we believe actually absolutely matter. If you believe that brand is just about creative things, speaking of beliefs, if you believe that brand is just about creative things, I'm just, like I said, I'm going to dispel a myth. And I heard a few people's feelings earlier. And if you heard that, okay, great. I'm going to repeat it. A graphic designer cannot create a brand. A visual artist can. A graphic designer cannot. And if you are a graphic designer and you've been walking around here saying, look at the brand I created, and you didn't do any type of target audience analysis, somebody just said, hey, this is my business name, make me a graphic, that's not a brand. Brand is about expectation. Brand is about what you deliver. Part of the reason why I do a lot of the work that I do is because I am obsessed with you making an obscene amount of money. I'm obsessed. I don't care who you are. I'm obsessed with you making an obscene amount of money, right? Why am I obsessed with that? Because I live in a capitalist society. And so you need to make an obscene amount of money because that's going to protect you. That's going to give you financial well-being. That financial well-being is going to run over the cup, right? Of financial well-being runneth over into physical well-being, emotional well-being, relational well-being, spiritual well-being, mental well-being. I might have said that twice. See, a lot of times people are not sick because of just merely dis-ease. They're sick because the conditions of their lives create a lack of well-being. Y'all know this. This isn't new. This isn't new. It creates a lack of well-being. And because the well-being isn't happening, TikTok, everything else, if I'm not well in one area of my life, that's going to permeate my entire body. That's going to permeate my entire business, right? One of the things that I say, and I said it this morning when I was doing all my lymphatic drainage and my diaphragmatic breathing, right? Because y'all know I'm a whole certified integrative nutrition coach, is that I am worthy of winning. I am worthy of every win I desire. Y'all say that with me. I am worthy of every win I desire. I'm worthy of it, not because I earned it, not because I grind and hustled for it. Y'all know I don't believe in hustle and grind. Those are the badges of those who have no strategy and no understanding. So I am worthy of every win I desire. Y'all put that in the chat. Hey, there we go. They follow instructions on TikTok. I am worthy of every win I desire. I'm worthy of it. Okay? I'm worthy of it. And because I know that I'm worthy of the win, I can be okay with my life. I can be okay with what I desire. Look at y'all. Look at y'all. Facebook's like, we will not be defeated, TikTok. I am worthy of every win I desire. Hello, my fellow Longhorn and fellow Aquarian. Love you so much. I am worthy of every win I desire because what the world will have you believe is that you are never worthy. You have to earn worthiness. And as I've told you for about 5 years now, you never have to earn worthiness. You only have to affirm worthiness. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? You only have to affirm. Say that. I only have to affirm it. How do I affirm it? By knowing and believing, shout out to my friend Nikisha over here on TikTok, and knowing that I don't have to earn the right to have an existence that I love. I'm building a life I don't need to take vacations. I don't need to escape from. I don't need to escape from my life. If I choose to take a trip, that's great. But a lot of times people will go on vacation and be like, Lord, I need a vacation, child. Lord, have mercy. I'm so worn out, because you live a life that you need to escape from. Let me let that sink in. Thank you for the follow, remote job plug for mamas. Baby, they're over here on TikTok land making it happen. Just know that. Okay. You feel me? You came in right on time, remote. You came in right on time. Do you understand? I am not curating a life that I desire to escape from. No judgment. If I take a trip, I'll take a trip. I don't want to have to escape from my life because it's so tedious and laborious and heavy that, oh my God, listen. Sometimes that happens over here. Remote job plug for mama says, I felt like Jesus was talking to me for a minute. Listen, it happens. Listen, I will hit divine stride in a minute. And people are like, I loved what you said. And I'm like, I have no idea what came out of my mouth. Because that whole message was by design, was by divine design. Listen, just closed Airbnb. Listen, curate your reality so that you have a pie and the trip is the cherry on top. The trip shouldn't be the pie. Life is the pie. Everything else we do is the cherry on top. And I want that for you, and you're worthy of it. And so, again, the way I can do that after running businesses for decades, multiple decades, is to teach you and assist you in learning and unlearning information, misinformation, and disinformation that has been distributed so widely. Because the video that tells you, hey, if you go get an LLC and an EIN, you can get a $500,000 line of credit from Amex, is going to get way more traction than the person that tells you, by the way, you're not. I have two Amex accounts. Nobody called me. One is a business, one is a personal. Nobody called me. I do not have a $500,000 line of credit. By the way, why would you encourage people starting a business to get a $500,000 line of credit when ultimately they don't even know how they're profitable? That's a line of credit. It's not a line of grant. It needs to be paid back. Thank y'all for sharing. Remote says, I'm sick of working 9 to 5 and still living paycheck to paycheck. I understand that. And listen, let me keep it a buck. I have had lean seasons. I've told y'all about that. I shut down a 6-figure coaching practice, because it was wearing me out, right? I did. I absolutely did. And now that coaching practice is being reconstituted because, again, divine design. I charge them none of this, right? And so it absolutely is a setup, right? Let's understand something about the 40-hour work week, the 40-hour work week, real quick. The 40-hour work week was established by men who felt it prudent to have the following dynamic: man at work, woman at home. So ultimately, the 40-hour work week requires two individuals to be plausible: the man who works, the woman at home. Now, that was a heteronormative application of it. And for those of you who don't like heteronormative applications, I apologize. But this is what was happening when that was established. So listen, she says, honestly, sis, let me stay at home. Listen, but listen to what I say. That means that if you don't want to work a 40-hour work week, and if you are exhausted at the end of a 40-hour work week, that means you've done the work of two people. So your 40-hour work week is now an 80-hour work week because there's no balance for you. It's you and you. So you're the man at work, and you're the woman taking care of the home. You're both things. The man and the man, the woman and the woman, whatever your pleasure. I'm not here to dissect, all of that. What I'm here to say is it is predicated and built on the foundation of there being two individuals making this 40-hour piece work. Additionally, I think I read somewhere that Henry Ford he established the 40-hour work week. Listen, you're supposed to be tired. Okay, you're supposed to be tired. But let me get focused. Brand equity. So as we understand that brand is expectation and what you deliver, right? What you're delivering 9.8 times out of 10, because we all drop balls. I know I have. Then we take that brand expectation that we have met, and once you do it so often, you develop this thing called brand equity. What is equity? Equity is what you can pull out of something and leverage it against something else. Just like equity in your home, you can pull the equity out of your home, you can leverage that against other things. Maybe you want to do a renovation, or you get a HELOC and da 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 da. Okay, fine. I'm not advocating for HELOCs. I'm saying you can take the equity out of your current home and use that equity for other things. Y'all let me know if this is making sense. Y'all got real quiet. Y'all know I don't do quiet. Like, this is a back and forth. I talk, you tap, they tapping over here on TikTok. I talk, y'all light it up, comments, questions. Just let me know that it's real. Okay. Feel free to send stars if you're on Facebook. Apparently it told me to tell y'all to do that. I promise y'all I'm not lying. Look, it made that comment. I didn't make that comment. It made that comment. It says send stars to show your support. All right. So y'all are super duper quiet. Yes. So in that, when we start extracting brand equity, what that says to me is that you've been consistent, you've shown up, you've laid the foundation, you have formidable audiences, and formidable could be 100 people. Formidable could be 10. It doesn't matter. It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. Formidable means that they are bought in to you. They know what to expect from you. They trust you, know, like, and trust. And so because of that, you now have equity. And so one of the things that I love to do, even though, yes, I'm a brand strategist and a business educator and a fractional brand and marketing professional. Okay, great. That's awesome. What I like to do is leverage that brand equity. And when we pull out the brand equity, what I'm looking for is additional revenue streams. Everybody put revenue in the comments. If you like revenue, put revenue in the comments. And y'all, please don't come around me talking about you don't do it for the money. Please stop playing with me. Then why are you doing it? Well, it's not always about money. Yes, it is. It is about the money, because you can't pay your nothing, no bill with your good looks. You cute though. You remember? Wait, like the kids do. You cute. You cute. I'll give you that. Okay. Period. You cute, but you can't pay it. So is it just about the money? Like, fix your vernacular, right? Is it just about the money? No. Is it about the money? Yeah. Okay. Look at that. Look at you. Look at you. Gigi over here. All right, I see y'all with the money sign. Hey, I love an embellishment. So when we're taking out that brand equity, if you look at my content as of recent, I've broken the brands of Sierra and Russell, and today Serena Williams. And all that means is that I'm trying to crack open their brands and look for hidden assets that they're not using. The things that I love in that space lean towards learning and thought leadership. But that's a whole lot of stuff, right? Y'all believe it? It's a whole lot of stuff, right? Just want to live stress free because the bills, listen, the bills are real. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for the heart me. So when I'm looking at an organization, even when I look at an organization, when I was working with an amazing nonprofit out of California, before I left, I was tasked with developing a leadership development program. What I did in that leadership development program was not just create a leadership development program, but I created a leadership development program, then came back in and crafted a proprietary methodology. Now, those are just two big words. That means I created something that you can only get from them. I created something that can be protected. Okay. Because you can't walk into, if I have any attorneys here, you can't walk into an attorney's office and say, I want to trademark leadership development. Not going to be able to do it. Can't trademark that. What? Yeah, you can't trademark life coaching. As someone who holds a couple of trademarks, can't do that. Right. But what you can trademark is that proprietary methodology. And what I did in creating that was gave that nonprofit a revenue stream. Because newsflash, I don't believe in grants. When it comes to funding a nonprofit, I believe in self-sustaining organizations. And people kind of look at me crazy when I say that, but I've been saying it for 20 years and people still looking at me crazy. I'm like, nonprofit is a tax status. It is not a business goal. A nonprofit is still a business. If you don't understand that, that could be why your org is not moving in the direction it should, because everybody basically lost their fecal matter when a certain administration started making changes. And I've said for at least 20 years, grants are welfare for social impact organizations, AKA nonprofits. So when I created their leadership development program, I set them up for an additional revenue stream with that proprietary methodology, because that methodology on its own can be extracted and positioned as its own product. It can be extracted, protected, and positioned as its own product. All right. So when we get into this brand equity reveal, I want you to keep that in mind, right? And so I know Sideria signed up. Melanie, did you sign up? Because if you did, I didn't see it, but that doesn't mean, hey, there's my hairstylist. Were you here when I was talking about you? And girl, look at how the curls are still giving. She put magic in my hair, y'all. Look at that. Check her out. Ambiance. Is my esthetician here too? Lynette, are you here? Hey, Paw Paws Ice Cream. Let's see, where did Sideria say? All right. So Sideria says, I educate servant leaders to restore their nervous systems. All right. So when I do this, especially when I do it in real time, I'm not going to go through your website and all of that. If you want me to do a deeper dive, then of course, just comment. Those of you who want your own brand reveal, I'm here every week. Just put reveal in the comments. If you want to do a brand reveal with me, TikTok, put reveal in the comments and I'll make sure you get the link and you can get the details and all that other goodness. Okay. Yay. Over here, I know Sideria signed up. Melanie, if you signed up, just let me know and I'll do yours next before I get out of here. All right, so I'm going to ask you a few questions, Sideria. And honestly, full transparency, we are working with Sideria on a lot of different things, and she's an amazing client. But in this moment, I'm going to act as if I don't know anything. So I educate servant leaders to restore their nervous systems. And so what does that mean? Gotcha. Use me freely. Okay. So I'm going to act like I know. I'm going to base this off what I know. So I know that Sideria does coaching. I know that she has a background in neuroscience and she understands neuroscience. I also understand that she does coaching. She's created courses and she's created some products, some workbooks and whatnot. Okay. Now, even as I know all of these things, I could see Sideria taking everything that she has and putting that into, and so this is when the ideas get big. Fair warning, the brand equity ideas get a little big, right? I would like to see her at some point taking her knowledge of I believe it's neuroscience or neuro-linguistic programming, also known as NLP. I would love to see her engage in a collaboration with, what is the app? YouVersion. Okay. A lot of work that Sideria does is with the servant leader, but also in particularly with this servant ministry leader. I would love to see her take the work that she does and team up with the app YouVersion, which does one of the Bible apps or any of the other apps. But I have YouVersion on my phone, so I'm going to go with YouVersion. I would love to see her team up with YouVersion to place a nervous system restoration for ministry workers into the app. Now, before you can ask me, why doesn't she just build her own app? I'm like, why would I give her something else to do when where I want her to go and how I would love to see her platform already exist? right? Just like when I was doing the brand equity reveal on Serena Williams, she's promoting a GLP-1 product. Not too excited about that. And so I gave 7 other ideas that she could possibly leverage. And some of them, especially when I did Sierra and Russell's, when I broke their brand equity, I had them doing a lot of collaborations, right? Because sometimes what we don't understand is the value that we bring to the table is a knowledge base to an established platform, right? So I have the Bible. How many of y'all have the Bible app on your phones? If you have the Bible app, if you're not into the Bible, that's fine. I keep the Bible app on my phone. Y'all know I went to whole seminary. I got a whole degree in Jesus. Okay, great, yay. Actually, my degree is in leadership, and so yeah, we like scripture. We like to dissect it and digest it and all of the things, right? Deconstruct it, dismantle your myths about it. Anyway, that's a whole different life. So what I'm saying to you all, I would like to see her do that because I can almost guarantee. Now here's where the friction comes. I can almost see that not being in the app because I haven't seen it. I could also see them not wanting that in the app. So then we would just flip that over and possibly go into a more secular application of maybe a startup that would give you kind of vibes of like Calm or Headspace. But a startup, why do I want a startup? Because I want her to come into that collaboration, bringing her knowledge base, bringing what she does, and have a seat at the table that's as tall as the other seats at the table. If she were to walk into Calm or Headspace, it is nothing for Calm or Headspace to hear her out because they have a significant amount of market share, hear her out, take what she said, and then, do it themselves. So I would like to see her in working with a fully funded startup that's focused on servant leadership and supporting servant leadership, and then allowing her to bring her knowledge base into that for the sake of being paid flat out as a consultant, but also possibly getting an equity share in the app. Again, it has to be a funded startup. This idea of people walking around with a startup and they ain't got no money, well, okay, but they would need to offer her equity, a real partnership, and possibly a consultant's fee contingent upon where they are in their process. So that's just one thing I would like to see her doing. All right. Additionally, and this is something that could work for many of you, y'all got real quiet. Y'all let me know if this is helping TikTok. Let me know. Something else I would like to see, and this is something that we will be working on in the Leverage Lab. Some of you know I was promoting this event called the Leverage Lab, and what I decided to do, I didn't decide. Divinely, I decided that I didn't get the whole thing. When I started promoting it, I didn't realize how big it was. And so now that's going to be a series of labs, and you're going to see that come back up. All right. So if y'all were excited, yay! If y'all were excited about the Leverage Lab, fret not. It is coming back, but it's going to be probably about a series of 6 labs. And that's going to take us into 2026. And we're going to do these things during our time together. So you got to come ready to work. Okay. Got to come ready to work. Got to come ready to get those outcomes. Work, 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 work. Let me see you work, 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 work. Yes, I periodically just bust out in song, and movie quotes. Anybody else got musical or movie Tourette's? Anybody? Anybody? May May? Paw Paw? Keisha? Anybody? Anybody over here on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube? Do y'all have movie Tourette's? Okay. All right. Yay. I'm in the right place. Okay. So that being said, the Leverage Lab is coming back, but I want to encourage you guys, visit thestephstore.com. There's some really good things that are over there. And like I said, if you're in Founder Folks, that's Founder FOLX, then you have a code that could work on probably most of the things in there. One of the things I brought back was a thing called the 90-day win, and I got 3 spots to fill. Those are 30-minute sessions with me. Again, 90 minutes, 90 days, one thing, and we're going to get you on track, because I don't think any of you want to go into fourth quarter going, oh my God, what I need to do. In fact, I would almost say your planning right now, if you're a business owner or even as a leader, should be into January, February of 2026. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? All right. And if those of you, if tying into breast cancer awareness actually would work out for you, this is the time for you to start thinking pink. So think pink. Okay. I'm just saying, think pink. Because it's August. Actually, it's September. So if you're gonna do any type of ordering of any type of items, et cetera, then make sure that you're doing that like within the next week or so you can have all of your promotional items together, yada yada, the organization you're going to partner with. And let's talk about that for a second. Another thing that Sideria could do as it relates to brand equity is that she could leverage that into a partnership with a nonprofit. Now, let me tell you how I feel you should really partner with nonprofits, okay? Because nonprofits have needs, aka social impact organizations, right? Also NGOs, right? So they have needs. But do me a favor, everybody just say yes. Okay, if you're gonna do me a favor, just put yes in the comments. You're gonna do me a favor, put yes in the comments. And I'm gonna wait on the delay because I want you to commit to this before I say it. So whoever wins, okay, all right, they say yes. I see yeses. Wait a minute, those might be yeses for another question. Thank y'all for the gifts. Thank y'all for the all of the things, the shares, the likes, the comments. All right, thank y'all for the stars. You're so amazing. And we're going to do this every Tuesday. So put me on your calendar. Every Tuesday, 12:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. Put me on your freaking calendar. It's Teaching Tuesday, and I'll be doing these brand equity reveals. Okay, so I got yeses over here. Do me a favor and make sure that the nonprofits you work with actually put skin in the game. What does that mean? That means that one, this partnership that you're creating, they must promote through their channels. If they have socials, great. If they have an email list, great. They also must tell their board. Require that their board be informed. There must also be evidence of the collaboration. If you're operating and giving people stuff and you're just operating in this quiet little vacuum, this silent little silo, then you're not winning. So they're getting all of your goodness, right? They're getting all of your goodness, but you're not winning. You didn't get to expand anything on your side. Nobody may even know who you are. One place that could be a really amazing thing that would welcome Sideria with open arms is the library. And library systems are very powerful. Please don't let people tell you otherwise. She could possibly go into a library system and start offering a class, a lunch and learn, because they need activities. She could also do that with a co-working space. Now, there's nothing that I'm telling you that telling you about Sideria that wouldn't work for you. We would just have to figure out the angle. All right? We just need to figure out the angle. But those are just a handful of things, right? And I just did that in what, 10 minutes? And I did that in 10, how long did it take? About 10 minutes? So that's what I'll be doing during Teaching Tuesday. So if you want a reveal of your own, then put reveal in the comments. If you're on TikTok, don't put reveal in the comments, put reveal in the DMs to me. In fact, let's fix this right now. There we go. Direct message me right now, TikTok, if you want to have your own brand equity reveal. It is of no charge to you. I will send you the link and you will get this information. Now, I will be honest. Hey, I'll be honest with you guys. Some of the things that I say in somebody else's brand equity reveal definitely apply to other people. But what I want the opportunity to do is to show you how to leverage you. Okay? So some of the things just simply apply to her, and then some of the things, well, a lot of the things can apply to you as well. So if you're interested in that, then comment, send me a DM right now with the word reveal. I'll make sure you get the information. Yes, you do have to sign up. All right. So there you go. That's the brand equity reveal. Please, by all means, check out the content. I have reveals for Sierra and Russell Wilson. I have a reveal for Serena Williams. All now should be on TikTok, on YouTube, and on LinkedIn. Okay? Because I'm having a lot of fun. And do us a favor. Here's another favor I'm going to ask you guys. make sure that you aptly support content. Okay. I don't know if you know this, but creating content for you all to consume is time staking, right? And so listen, it may not be something you want, but don't hinder anybody else from seeing the message. Okay. Do me a favor, comment, like, leave a real comment, even if it's, oh, that was great. Hey, thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing. All right. Over on Facebook, sometimes I just leave a heart because Facebook doesn't care as much as TikTok does about the quantity of words. All right. Sometimes I leave the emojis because we have the emojis, right? But when I have time, I do try to leave a real comment. And sometimes that comment is simply thanks for sharing. All right. Nobody's going to come hunt you down. I mean, some people might, but I'm not. Thank you. This is my formal dining room. Thank you. In black and white. I love it. So this is my formal dining room, y'all. And I did not paint this wall. The house came like this. I've been thinking about repainting it, but I'm not big on red, but it seems to work. So thank you for saying that. All righty. So are there any questions? I got about 3 minutes. I'm over time, and that's fine. Cute girl. It's so good to see you again. Seriously, I have thought of you often, but I know when people take breaks, it's for a reason. And so it's good to see you again. It really is. All right, questions, comments, concerns. I've talked about a lot of things. I've talked about brand and expectation. I've talked about, oh God, so many things. Brand equity, collaborations, partnerships. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And so when I would think about you, I would just send you, some light, some love, and just think of you fondly. The best little sisters. The best. And I don't subscribe to auntie culture because what? Like, I'm too unserious to be somebody's auntie, but I'll be your big sister all day. Thank you for the rose, my dear. Ayana Nefertari in the house. Make sure you follow, 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 follow. Between her and Lakeisha Corbett, you should never have another problem with your heart space, your money, your feminine energy, none of it. So follow, 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 follow. She says, Auntie cousin, stop. Stop it. All right, guys. Well, listen, I know I have been talking, 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 and all the things. Yeah, catch the replay. If you're catching this live over here, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, please comment live. If you are catching this over here, TikTok, just say live. Actually, I might hang out with TikTok people a little longer because I was a little late getting to you guys. If y'all want me to hang out, just let me know. But questions, comments, I don't see anything coming up. And so that being said, it's been another Teaching Tuesday. My name is Stephanie D. McKenzie. I'm a fractional brand and marketing executive who is also a brand strategist, an award-winning marketer, Amazon best-selling author, a TEDx speaker, and a crazy, weird individual who is obsessed with especially people that wear my same skin suit, getting as much money as possible. And so to do that, I sit around with growth stage founders and leaders, and I help you leverage your brand equity using the things I love the most, which are learning systems and thought leadership strategies. So if that makes you excited, if you love the platform, if you love to see the work that you do bring you more results with ease, I'm your girl. So make sure you check out the stephstore.com or stephaniedmckenzie.com. Get on my calendar. Maybe we just need a connection call. I would love to talk to you. But if nothing else, let me break your brand because listen, if I can break theirs, I can break yours. And I think you're going to like it. All right, guys. So that's it for me. That was a long way for me to say, I'm out of here. Y'all have the best day. All right. Bye. Actually, let's make this even cuter because I no longer have the right outro video. So let's just keep talking. You know what? I'll use this one. Let's do this. Shall we? Y'all like, what, Stephanie? Yep, let's do it. Y'all ready? StreamYard has some amazing functions since I started using it again. TikTok, I'm coming back over to you guys. Give me 1 second. Let me end this stream. All right, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Check out stephaniedmckenzie.com. And you have been watching Teaching Tuesday. The name is Equity, Brand Equity. Check out our Learn and Lead network, where about now we should be playing Lo-Fi for Founders. If that excites you, run right over there. I'm Stephanie D. McKenzie everywhere. And I'll see you guys next week.
Welcome to the Marriage and Mating Summit, presented by the College of Empowerment to help us all get our ships together. At the College of Empowerment,